Hi there, welcome back to Not Another Budget. I'm Nicole, and on this channel I'm attempting to cash budget my way out of debt and fix every year's financial misbehaviour. So if that's something you're interested in following along with, please don't forget to stick around and check out the other content I've created for you on this channel. Now, in the follow-up to my financial goals video that I last released, I said that I was going to do an accompanying kind of organisational admin goals list set of notes maybe, and I have done, and it was weirdly harder to think of those than it was to actually think of some financial goals, and that's because there is a large amount of unknown coming up in the next 3 months. So whilst I can think of a set of organisational goals and things that I really need to do within the next 3 months, anything beyond like the 3 to 6, anything in that 3 to 6 window, I should say, is a little bit unknown. So I'm going to take you through what I have so far. This is by all means not going to be my longest video in the world, but this is what I'm focusing on for the next 3 months in terms of organising, and here's why I can only focus on these things. That's where we're at. So like I said, it's short. And that's because of a couple of things on here. So I need to, within the next 3 months, apply for early careers teacher, newly qualified roles. They will start really to be advertised from January onwards, and I'm going to just go and apply for whatever I can find that I like. But then tied up with that as well, I need to find out what my landlord's thoughts are on my house, both as keeping me as a tenant, any rent increases, is he going to sell it? Because that really is going to impact where I can look for roles, if I can look for them locally or not. The thing is, with my debt relief order not coming off my file until November 2024, and the fact that November certainly showed that having a family support around you, if you are a solo individual like myself, is leading me to believe that actually trying to stay local if I can, at least while I'm doing my early careers training and whilst I am kind of repairing my financial business, essentially, in both the credit file and stashing up savings and things, it probably is worthwhile having a local network to fall back on. And then actually, if I am going to be brave and make that move significantly further afield, I want to be in a better position to do that, both in terms of my credit file, then established kind of 2 years early careers teacher training done. Yeah, I think that's where I'm very much leaning, but that does depend on what the house situation is, as well, because if I am staying locally, I'd like to not have to go through the hassle of a move locally, and therefore I can also kind of gauge what I'm doing with that 5k binder. And so that's kind of a big one, but I'm going to wait until, I was umming and ahhing, do I send that email off before Christmas? And I'm going to wait until after Christmas, because if anyone's going to reevaluate anything, it'll be January, and that'll be a good time, I think, in the new year to do that. So that'll be an email that I send off and just try and gauge the lay of the land. If it comes back very non-committal, not prepared to kind of discuss or disclose any information, I'm going to say that I kind of have my answer, and then look and go and completely open up my search area to more than just local. But at the minute, my gut is telling me that certainly for the 2 years of my early careers teacher training, or early careers teaching, when you do still have an element of training, whilst the cat is still unwell, and whilst I kind of have a credit file that dictates that I do need a guarantor and things like that, it's probably best to stay local and try and stay where I am, just for a little bit of stability while I ride this out, even with all of the associated costs of this area. And then to properly do a de-stash plan, and I keep coming back to this because I don't know whether it is just worth me listing 5 items a day, regardless of what those 5 are, and therefore setting myself something to do rather than saving it all up and leaving it for a weekend. And I don't know, but I don't like the process of listing as part of the de-stashing, but I do need to actively go through my house and de-stash, and really refine actually what I want to keep. This is partly linked as well to business materials and supplies that I have hoarded. This is also linked to things which, as I become a teacher myself, as DT teachers, we tend to hoard a lot of craft supplies and materials that we can then use within schools as a kind of cost-saving measure for the departments. It's just a sad reality of the fact that it's a very costly course, is DT, because of the materials and supplies. So is there anything that I'm going to want to keep for that so I can take to a future classroom of mine, etc., etc. So I do need to have a look at that. Realistically, I'll probably start looking at how this is going to form when I have time off between Christmas and New Year. And then therefore, although that's a pretty solid set of things to sort out for the first 3 months, apply for an early careers teaching role, find out about the landlord's thoughts on the house, that's going to link into that. And then the destashing plan is going to link into that as well, because if I do have to move, that's going to need more aggressively attacking on top of everything else I'm doing next year. With regards to 3 to 6 months, I will be completing my teacher training course as of the end of June 2024. And by that point as well, Bowie will need he'll need his first heart scan. And I also need to try and establish whether he needs to be going to the vets kind of every 1 to 2 months for a general checkup as well as the heart scan, or whether I just need to do that. And I would like to host 2 quarterly business reviews, one in month 3 and one in month 6. And I've not expanded any more on this because I am still very much planning out the nitty gritty and the nuts and bolts of what that is going to look like. A lot of it is linked to what supplies I have, what can I get up and running straight away, how am I going to get that up and running, what are my targets in terms of targeted earnings from this, what time am I going to take in terms of overall hours per week on top of my training as well. So once I know that, then I would be more comfortable with looking at a total year's plan. But at the minute, I've just gone to 6 months, with 3 to 6 months being slightly tentative, because I may need to factor in, organising a move, a viewing of properties. I may need to factor in commuting to if I have to move away and work in a school significantly far away, I'm going to have to coordinate that as well over the course of several stages, getting Bowie registered at a new vets and things like that, as well as myself, doctor surgery. So the first 3 months, or the next 3 months up until March, are the only things that are fixed in terms of, okay, right, these are the things that are major that I definitely need to do to kind of keep me on track and organised. And once I think I know about the ECT role and the what is happening with the house, that can help significantly, realistically, and then I can come back in 3 months' time and refine this down further. But these are definitely fixed and needing to go. I'm going to do a separate business only targets, game plan, business plan, etc. With you guys once I've hammered that out and I'm happy with it. I am going to try and upload all of the overdue videos and both film the overdue videos as well for this weekend, just so that actually there are, what's the date today, 16 Budgetmas videos, kind of, or by tomorrow there'll be 17 Budgetmas videos on the channel. It's not always been feasible, and I did say that when I started Budgetmas, that I might not be able to upload a video a day depending on deadlines, but I have now got that in and submitted and done, so I can actually now start to play catch up as well. So on that note, I'm going to love you and leave you, and see you all very, very soon for another Budgetmas video once I have filmed and uploaded it and got the overdue ones uploaded as well. And yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and have a fantastic budgeting week wherever you are in the world. Bye bye for now.